Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about a YouTube hype that could potentially drain this account. We're going to get into that in a little bit. If you don't know what that is, it's the NAT stock. There was a huge YouTube hype about it, and it's done exactly the opposite of what everybody thought it was going to do. So that's fun. And then we're just going to go over the portfolio for this series. If you want a free stock, check out the link in the description below and get your shot. If you sign up with Robinhood, I get a free stock, you get a free stock. The promo's sitting right there. You can check that out. We are sitting at 160 and you'll see the stuff pop up over here. So right now we're sitting at 160.48 and I've dumped like $170 in, so we're down $10. Okay, so while the little gap in between the videos, I've put 50 more in and then another 20 in, and so we're gonna get into what I bought with that. And what I bought with that was, yes, another share of AT&T, but first let me talk about the Ford share. The Ford share is sold. I used that to buy more of the YouTube hype stock, so yeah, but it's still on my thing, but it will be going away. And then next is I have 2 shares of AT&T, and I want to buy more because it's at 28, and that's just killer because in its prime it was at the top of 30 with a killer dividend. It's a blue chip stock, very safe, so I want to put more money in that. GM is actually my only stock that is up, and I believe last week it was the only stock that was down, so that's kind of interesting. But next is the Wells Fargo share, and the Wells Fargo share has dropped to 25, and I originally went in at 27, so you could be expecting me to put more money in Wells Fargo because their dividend is right around 9% at this recording right now. So that's really good. Now let's get into the NAT stocks. Right now it's sitting at $4.93 after hours. Yeah, it's just been crazy. So let me explain this. Before I set up this series, I watched this YouTube channel and he was talking about NAT stock and very speculative. So whenever you're doing something like this, or even watching me, it's very speculative. So you don't really want to just jump on advice. You want to do your own research. In my case, I did a bunch of research, and I highly agreed with what this person said. However, I knew a bunch of people that were going to listen to this guy that weren't going to do the research, and they were going to invest a bunch of money. They're going to see it rise, and what happens as the stock rises, everybody tries to get on the little bandwagon as it goes up, and then it goes up and up and up, and then people start selling because they're like, if they were in at $3 and it's at $7, they're like, okay, I have 2x my money, I'm gonna get out. And so that's what happens. People get out, and then it starts selling more and selling more, and what happens is a lot of people have these automatic seller things set up to where if the stock drops below 5%, it will automatically sell. Even more and more and more people sell because of the 5%, and then it triggers other people's 5% from when they went in. So as of right now, I have an average cost with these 10 shares of around $5.91. I have just under $50 in this stock, and I'm planning on, this whole YouTube hype is all the crazy short-term kids. I'm expecting to sell this stock. It is a short-term stock, so it's not like a big dividend. It's going to kind of get the ball rolling for us to buy more AT&T, Wells Fargo, all these things. So this was kind of just a launcher in getting where we want this portfolio to go in the future. So whenever I was looking at this, I'm potentially looking 2 quarters down the road, not necessarily this quarter. A lot of people are looking in quarter 2, and if it doesn't profit, they're going to get out. And a lot of people are getting out now and thinking that it's the worst thing ever. I don't think that the stock is going to take off until late summer, really, because I'm thinking quarter 3 is when it's going to take off, and nobody's going to be really in it. But I think the bigger investors are going to realize that kind of the short-term guys are going in now and creating all the volatility in the stock. And once all the short-term guys get out, the stock will kind of stabilize, and then a lot more people will invest, which means that the stock price will shoot up. Now, what I'm looking for at 591, I don't know where the stock's going to go. Do I think it's going to hit where it was in 2015, a range? I don't know. I'll just kind of write it out. But around the end of quarter 3 and the beginning of quarter 4, I'm kind of going to be looking and seeing my position of whether or not I'm going to sell or not. But that's where I'm at on that stock. And the YouTube hype is just a short-term thing. Like, a lot of people take it out of consideration and don't really realize what the person's actually saying. Like, the person I watched he's planning on holding it for 2 to, I think, 6 quarters. That's how long he's planning on holding it. And everybody in the comments is acting like he's holding it for a quarter and he screwed everybody. And I saw another video on it, and everybody's complaining about how they got in at like $6, $6.50 a share, and then now it's down to $4.93. So now what you're gonna see is the potential prospect for this new dividend rolling thing. I just rolled across this. I'm assuming it's a REIT. I don't really know. I'm not familiar with REITs or anything like this. For some reason, I just stumbled upon it. It's $4.60, and the dividend is 28%. I don't know if that's safe, but the payout ratio is only 4.74%, and basically from what that tells me is that ding, 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 in. The 52-week high is at 1585, and the low's at 225. So for me, that sounds good. I'm going to have to do more research. It is a prospect, so I am looking into it. But if you look down at the bottom, the analyst ratings, 78% of people are saying buy. So I'm going to be making moves on this real quick. I'm going to be checking out what's all going on. If that's even a safe dividend. I don't even know, to be honest. Like, that's just... Are there more stocks like this? Because I'm just familiar with the general run-of-the-mill, the ones... I mean, yeah, I've invested in some stocks that are kind of a bit out there, but none, like... I've never invested in any REITs or ETFs or anything of that sort. So, looking at this, I'm assuming it's a REIT. But a 28% dividend, that is stacked. If you guys know anything about this that I should know, just leave it down in the comments below. I will have a conversation with you and talk that through, but I will be doing research on this, and you guys can be expecting a video real soon after this. But if you're watching this way in the future, past Roni time, and if you don't know what that is, then it's probably past the Roni time. Just look up what happened in the spring of 2020, and then you'll be able to select the playlist, and hopefully there's a lot more videos on there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.